Hotels are an essential part of tourism, providing a comfortable experience for guests on their travels. However, some hotels take extravagance to the next level, offering amenities and services that are beyond imagination. So in today's video, I'm going to explore 15 of the most extravagant hotels on Earth. Number 15. The Oberoi Udaivilas. Kicking off this list of insane hotels is the ever-opulent Oberoi Udaivilas. Located in India, it's hands down the nicest hotel in the country. This palatial hotel is spread over 50 acres on the banks of Lake Pichola on the 200-year-old hunting grounds of the Maharana of Mewar. More of a resort than just a hotel, it offers unique experiences like private lakeside dining, traditional boat rides, private cooking sessions, and fun activities for kids to keep them out of their parents' hair when they're trying to enjoy their vacation. The indoor and alfresco restaurants have lake and garden views and serve both international and local Indian cuisine, while the spa offers signature Oberoi treatments. This hotel can be found in Udaipur, one of the most popular tourist destinations in the country. It was founded in 1553 by Maharana Uday Singh II as the new capital of Mewar. It's known for its picturesque lakes and is often dubbed the City of Lakes or the Venice of the East, and it shouldn't be too hard to see why. The rolling hills and beautiful lakes make a picture-perfect backdrop to the city's historic palaces, narrow valleys, imposing forts, hidden temples, tranquil gardens, colorful fairs, and lively festivals, just to name a few. Udaipur is easily accessible by rail, road, and air from all the major cities and towns in India, but if you're staying at the Oberoi Udaivilas, then chances are you're getting here by private car. Number 14. Mandarin Oriental Hotel, Taipei. Taipei, Taiwan is a hotspot for travel and culture, and with so much stunning architecture and food, it's not hard to see why. But for those who can afford it, there's one accommodation that stands above all others. The Mandarin Oriental Hotel Taipei takes the idea of modern skyscrapers or glass towers gleaming in the sun and throws those out the window, opting for a more 1930s style. This hotel looks like the perfect setting for a forgotten Agatha Christie story. This Art Deco hotel isn't all that big either, so fewer rooms means more exclusivity. Still, one of the largest hotels in the city, it doesn't even have 300 rooms or suites, but even the most basic of accommodations here are larger than some single-family homes. If you get lost, no worries, because there's a staff here 24/7 to give guests the royal treatment. This Taipei hotel has some of the best amenities in the country to boot, with an expansive spa, wellness program, and plenty of event halls. There are 3 restaurants serving up 3 different cuisines, Cantonese, Italian, and French, plus a tea lounge, a cake shop, and a cocktail bar. The Mandarin Oriental Taipei opened its doors in 2014 and has since dominated the area thanks to its French Renaissance exteriors and contemporary Asian interiors, with just a touch of that fancy French influence. When guests first walk in, they're greeted by the stunning high-ceiling lobby with a chandelier constructed from thousands of crystal beads. Much of the interior space is made of high-quality wood and marble, and over 1,000 expensive artworks adorn the property. While the hotel is tucked away from the hustle and bustle of the city, it's just a quick 30-minute walk from the city center. Number 13. Aranwa Sacred Valley Hotel and Wellness Center. Constructed along the banks of the peaceful and majestic Vilcanota River, the Aranwa Sacred Valley was once a massive hacienda that employed close to 100 people back during Peru's colonial period. It was a unique, if not controversial, place during a very tumultuous time in the country's history. The now historical building featured everything from multiple kitchens to a massive flour mill. The Aranwa Sacred Valley specifically occupies the hacienda's former textile factory, but no way something like this is ever going to go to waste. The old hacienda was restored to its former splendor and is now one of the most popular vacation destinations in the Sacred Valley of Peru. It's close to a number of cultural attractions that have defined the region for hundreds of years. The Sacsayhuaman, Tambo Machai, and the UNESCO-recognized Machu Picchu. The city of Cusco is just 1.5 hours drive away as well, enabling guests to experience its wealth of stunning historical landmarks. Even institutions like the Cusco Cathedral, the Museo Inca, and the Coricancha are all within reach of the Aranwa Sacred Valley. While the Sacred Valley Hotel is now part of the larger Aranwa chain, this is the flagship site. The Andean Dream holds just 115 giant rooms all dotted throughout the property, making it feel more of a small township or community than the stifling hotels many of us are used to. There's the glass pyramid full of orchids, art galleries, the library, an infinity pool, a private cinema, and the 25,000 square foot spa. Every bit of food here is locally sourced, growing in the garden, inhabited by hummingbirds, and prepared in the gourmet restaurant. A stay here is incredibly expensive, but there are some residents who get to stay here for free and roam the property as they please. Peacocks and alpacas. Number 12. Umayyad Bhawan Palace. The older and bigger the building, the greater the chance of it being haunted, and the Umayyad Bhawan Palace in India is no exception to that rule. The history of the building is linked to a curse by a saint who said that a period of drought would follow the rule of the Rathore dynasty. Thus, after the end of about a 50-year reign of Pratap Singh, Jodhpur faced a severe drought and famine in the 1920s, and for a period of 3 consecutive years. When farmers pleaded to the Maharaja for help, he built the lavish palace that is Umayyad Bhawan to offer them some employment to make it through the lean times. Cut to modern days, and the Umayyad Bhawan is part of one of the world's largest private residences and still holds the occasional home of Jodhpur's former royal family, but sections of the compound are used as a hotel. Very other few hotels in the world can even rival this royal abode. Built in 1943, the palace is a unique blend of aesthetics. Partly inspired by Encore in Cambodia, it mixes the Rajasthani style with Art Deco thanks to Polish artist and interior designer Stefan Norblin. Intrigued by Hindi mythology, Norblin gained recognition in his home country before being commissioned to help build this curse-breaking building. Today, guests in this place are greeted with champagne breakfasts out in the marble-columned pavilion, cultural displays, and even healing raw milk baths. Everyone lucky enough to stay within these walls is treated like royalty. Number 11. The Connaught. London is home to some of the most famous kings and queens of history. It's also home to one of the most extravagant hotels ever built. It's located in the heart of posh Mayfair. The Connaught marries old with new, and guests can choose between classic or contemporary rooms. The more contemporary abode comes with clean lines and walnut floors, while the classic has carpeting and heavy drapes that the king would fall in love with immediately. The smallest rooms are compact, but all have a separate dressing room and bar area, which is a luxurious touch, making it feel more like a one-bedroom apartment than a room at the Holiday Inn Express. And make no mistake, there's nothing casual about a stay here, and only those with the deepest of pockets could even dream of affording a multi-night stay here. Head downstairs and cross the velvet rope to enter the Red Room, a sly speakeasy with a real eyes-wide-shut feel to it. Then there's the 2 Michelin star restaurants. Helene Darroze Michelin, serving up some elevated classics like hamburgers and chips, not fries. Cornish spider crabs, pomelo, and lampong pepper. Or go for the 5-course meal that costs a humbling $150 a plate. The Connaught in Mayfair is also the first Aman spa to be built outside of an Aman resort, and it's in total contrast to the rest of the hotel. Instead of a spotless white and cream coloring, it has a black granite swimming pool and looks like the most elegant cave money can buy. Despite all this, the best part of staying here has got to be the 24-hour butler service. Number 10. The Rosewood Villa Magna. Spain's capital, Madrid, has so many luxury hotels that it can be tough to know where to spend all of that hard-earned money. The Rosewood Villa Magna is the 3rd luxury hotel to open its doors in Madrid during the COVID-19 pandemic. Slightly farther from the city's main tourist center, yet still close enough to the city's major sites, the Rosewood turns luxury up to 11 in the already high-end Salamanca neighborhood. This place has an interesting history, all involving hospitality. Formerly the Villa Magna Hotel and the Anglada Palace before that, the space reopened as the Rosewood Villa Magna in late 2021 after an extensive renovation. The hotel has a more muted, less flashy opulence than many of its competitors, making for a peaceful oasis off a busy street where visitors can unwind after a day of business or sightseeing. But make no mistake, this place oozes opulence just in its own way. From the original embroidered art piece by Jackie Puzzi, framing the reception area, to the luminous stained glass wall behind the main spiral staircase, to the lobby's warm and inviting fireplace, this hotel manages to feel like a contemporary art and social hub and tranquil retreat all at the same time. The concept of this hotel is put right into the name. It's not Hotel Magna, it's Villa Magna. This magna cum laude of hotels has over 150 guest rooms and suites, but it was designed to feel like you're staying in a private villa. The spaces do emit a sense of privacy, which is perfect considering the building is so close to the hustle and bustle of the city at large. Number 9. The Londoner Macao. Formerly known as the Sand Cotai Central, the Londoner Macao is the most expensive resort in the small nation of Macau, bar none. And as the name implies, this hotel has a London theme. That means a small-scale version of Big Ben and even the House of Parliament. So why visit the real sites when you can just put your feet up and see replicas on the other side of the world? And even when you lose your step inside the Londoner Macao, you're greeted with high-end streets that look just like those in London. It really is a sight to behold and probably the best hotel for fun photo ops. There are models of black London cabs and oversized teacups, and no London scene is complete without the double-decker bus, of course. It may be sort of cheesy, but that's all part of the charm. And when the guests aren't staying in one of the 6,200 rooms, there are 150 brand-name stores for the parents when they need to get away from the kids, and plenty of high-end restaurants and the exclusive club for a solid date night as well. And if you don't feel like getting out of bed in the morning after a long night out, that's okay, because you can have a proper English breakfast delivered right to your room. Cheerio. Number 8. Encore at Wynn. The Encore at Wynn, Las Vegas is a massive 5-star resort located right on the border of the bustling and bright Las Vegas Strip. This famous hotel is home to 4,750 rooms and is another Vegas institution that you never need to leave. And because it's Las Vegas, there's a great casino, but the Encore is more known for its other amenities, so it may be best to place your bets somewhere else along the Strip. To beat the desert heat, there is, of course, a pool, but then there's the spa center to help take your mind off the hubbub of Vegas, and even a beauty salon and barbershop for those who want to freshen up professionally before going out for a night on the town. The Encore at Wynn Hotel has all sorts of restaurants covering otherworldly cuisines like the Italian Cipriani and Mizumi for anyone looking for that umami fix. But if you'd rather just be a couch potato and enjoy the hotel room, there's a 24-hour room service, meaning you'll never have to worry about places closing early. After experiencing this huge hotel, you will definitely be saying Encore. Number 7. SLS Dubai Hotel. To call Dubai extravagant is a massive understatement. The most populated city in the United Arab Emirates has been built in a bed of opulence, and each structure that's built seems to climb higher and higher into the sky. It's home to marvels like the Burj Al Arab, Siena Tower, and the Museum of the Future, and the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa, of course. You can bet your bottom dollar that Dubai offers some of the finest accommodations the world has ever seen. The SLS Dubai Hotel and Residences is a recent addition to the city skyline. At 75 stories tall, this new hotel and residences has over 250 near-perfectly designed hotel rooms, 321 hotel apartments, and another 371 branded residences, all complete with contemporary art and sleek accents to reflect the glitz and glam of Dubai's newfound culture. Located in the vibrant downtown Burj Khalifa district, SLS Dubai offers sweeping, unobstructed views of what's become known as the City of Gold and is conveniently located near many of Dubai's most popular sites, many of which are aimed at the wealthiest of tourists. It also offers 2 infinity pools that cascade over the hotel's rooftop and a new sky lobby that features panoramic floor-to-ceiling windows. The crown jewel of this place, however, is the 2-bedroom sky penthouse suite. The suite's floor plan is designed by award-winning architects Adas and Paul Bishop, giants in their industry, and all you need for a stay in the penthouse is $41,000 per night. Number 6. W Doha. W Hotels offers luxury stays all over the world, with their most recent venture being in Doha, Qatar. Their first outpost in the Middle East, the W Doha greets guests with relaxing yet hip music at all hours and the international staff to wait on you hand and foot. And that's just the lobby. W Doha hires truly the best of the best, and typically the best looking from locals like Mexico, New Zealand, Tanzania, and Russia, just to name a few. Because who doesn't want to be immediately greeted by some of the most beautiful people in the world? Handing you more than just a hot towel upon arrival, all guests of all ages are handed a craft mocktail to kick things off. Because Qatar, after all, is a dry city. But despite the lack of alcohol, the hotel still has a bar where plenty of guests come to rub shoulders, meet, greet, and have something sweet with people from all over the world. Whether you're a sheik, a business person, CEO, or top model, this is the place to be. The 442 rooms are filled with curves, rounded frames for the desks and bed platforms, arabesques on walls and curtains, and circular chairs positioned to take in the seafront or the ever-rising skyline. Because W Hotels prides itself on international influences, there's plenty of European flair injected into all the art and architecture here too. Number 5. Hôtel de Crillon. First opening its doors as a hotel in 1909, the Hôtel de Crillon's history dates back to 1758. Located in Paris, France, the hotel sits at the foot of the spectacular Champs-Élysées. For something so extravagant, though, this hotel is quite small, with 78 guest rooms and 46 suites. The hotel can only accommodate so many guests at a time, and fewer guests means an air of exclusivity, which only draws in guests with the deepest of pockets. But then again, they're staying in what looks like an old European palace, because this hotel is nearly 2 centuries old. It's undergone its fair share of facelifts, too. Originally commissioned by King Louis XV, the 18th century former resident of the Duc de Crillon has for over a century been one of Paris's grandest hotels. In 2017, things got even grander following the 4-year renovations overseen by the famous Lebanese architect Ali Nazmar Diaman. The palace relaunched as a Rosewood hotel with interiors that have retained the historic soul and gilded style that well-heeled regulars have come to love since the 1700s, while perfectly marrying them to creature comforts many travelers have come to expect and demand. The hotel's facade is beyond exceptional, and sculptures dot the exterior public spaces as a nod to the mansion's past. On the inside, guests are greeted with a fine mix of antique and bespoke furnishings, custom-made and commissioned artwork, and other various curated works of art. Nearly 200 years of time, energy, and money have gone into making the Hôtel de Crillon one of the most extravagant hotels on earth. Number 4. Raffles Istanbul. Turkey is old, really old, and the capital of Istanbul has seen its fair share of bloody battles, emerging arts and technologies, and great thinkers all come and go, each one leaving behind small pieces of their existence. If there ever was a physical embodiment of this feeling, it's the Raffles Istanbul. Offering just 185 rooms, all of these opulent abodes incorporate the sleekness of modern art and the high-tech hardware of today, while still paying perfect homage to the charm and mystery of the Byzantine Empire. Every room offers stunning views of the city, and one-of-a-kind crafts and textiles hang from the walls, many of which are similar in style to those you'll find in the iconic Blue Mosque. Set in the central Besiktas neighborhood on the European side, the Raffles Hotel puts guests right on top of an array of shopping and dining options, and you can see the Bosphorus from most of the rooms. Istanbul is an incredibly special city, where European and Asian art, history, and culture collide. The hotel's dining choice reflects that too. And for those looking to relax after a long day of sightseeing, head up to the 6th floor lounge for drinks around the pool. Number 3. Songsa Private Island. Alright, it's time to get a little tropical with this next breathtaking entry. Built on a completely private island in Cambodia, Songsa is a luxury resort where you can really get away from the world. Guests can stay at these amazing bungalows built right over the water and just exist in their own slice of paradise. Built in 2012 on the Koh Rong archipelago, the Songsa private island and bungalows look like they were built by Robinson Crusoe, who you can bet had everything done by Friday. Each space is 2 bedrooms and is built with rough timber to help it blend into the island vibes, but the floors are all made of glass, so you'll be treated to some pretty spectacular sights, and can even let the sun shine in through the waters and up through the floors to wake you up with some really magical colors you're not going to find anywhere else. And if you're feeling like you need to explore a little bit, private boats and jetties are available to all guests. The catch? Well, rooms start at over $1,200 a night. Number 2. Hôtel du Cap d'En-Roc. Originally built as a private mansion in 1869, the Hôtel du Cap d'En-Roc was thankfully converted into a hotel just 20 years later in 1889. The story of this hotel is as romantic as the land it sits on. First known as the Villa Soleil, the property opened its doors for writers seeking inspiration. Clearly, not much happened during that 2-decade stint, but when famous Italian hotelier Antoine Sella bought the property, everything changed. Given more than just a name change, a brand new pavilion was built about 400 yards from the main hotel, and the upper echelon of society began to flock here. Names like F. Scott Fitzgerald and Ernest Hemingway played into the hotel's history, staying here to rest, recharge, and of course, party. Adding to the list of famous hard-partying minds, John F. Kennedy spent a summer here with his family in 1938 when he was just 21 years old. And then there's Marlene Dietrich, Orson Welles, Winston Churchill, and Charles de Gaulle. They all checked into this hotel. Even Liz Taylor and Richard Burton had their famous affairs and honeymoon within these walls. There are 188 rooms across 3 separate sections of the property, including the original Villa Soleil, the Eden Rock Pavilion, and Les Dunes Fontaine. Each accommodation is individually decorated, but all share the classic marble bathrooms. Some other opulent amenities include the heated infinity pool, 5 tennis courts, a fitness center and spa, and gastronomy here is a cut above the rest, no pun intended. The Eden Rock restaurant serves up the superb Mediterranean specialties on a terrace overlooking the French Riviera. This hotel is also home to its very own chocolatier, who crafts handmade chocolates and specialty bars like a juice and ice cream bar and a champagne lounge. This place feels more like heaven on earth than it does a hotel. A very expensive slice of heaven. And if those walls could talk, there's no doubt that the walls here could talk for hours. Number 1. The Plaza Hotel. Alright, the final entry on this list brings us to the city that never sleeps. The Plaza Hotel in New York is one of the city's most iconic residences. One of the more affordable suites here is the Plaza's Royal Suite, which carries a price tag of $40,000 a night. This huge suite is decked out with 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a lounge, a separate dining room, and a fitness room. It's bigger than most of the New York City apartments that you'll literally look down on during a stay here, and the spectacular view of Fifth Avenue and 24-hour butler service will have you wanting to stay forever. But remember, that's the cheaper suite. Take the elevator all the way up to the top towards the penthouse. The dome penthouse here is so expensive it'll bring tears to your eyes. This residence was built back in 1907, and the fact that the residences here are so rarely put on the market only makes asking prices go up and up and up. The Dome Penthouse is a fancy duplex penthouse that underwent a $20 million renovation, kicking the value up to a cool $80 million. The penthouse is about 5,600 square feet of space, which in a place like New York City is big enough for you to have your own zip code. And this massive duplex towering over the masses includes the hotel's iconic turret, as well as an Eloise mural inside, amongst other lavish works. Dome Penthouse overlooks Central Park and Fifth Avenue, some of the most sought-after views, and is owned by none other than billionaire fashion mogul Tommy Hilfiger. I'll see you next time.
Watch our binge-watching playlist if you'd like to watch all of our most popular top 15 videos. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and get ready to binge.